And a heartfelt welcome to everyone who is joining us here today, whether you are here in person or you are tuning in online. Happy National Coming Out Day. I am truly delighted that we can gather today as a community to honor and celebrate and uplift the LGBTQIA+ friends and family members. Your presence here today is a testament to the spirit of inclusion and love that defines us as Unitarian Universalists, a welcoming faith that values and honors the independent web of existence and acknowledges our place in it. A deep thank you goes out to many people today, so please just bear with me. The worship team, the tech team, the music director, the pianist, and our soloist for today. And special gratitude and thanks to the welcoming committee. If you are here, would you mind standing, the welcoming committee? The welcoming committee stepped in the very last minute because I didn't know what I was going to do the sermon on today. And I woke up early last week and I said, oh, this is what we should do, and reached out to the welcoming committee, and they sprang into action. And the decorations that you see here is thanks to them. So I really appreciated the readings that you all came up with, and thank you for being part of today's service. And I want you to know there were so many ideas, and because of time constraints, we couldn't get all the ideas put in today's service. But what I'm really excited to say is that this has laid the groundwork to help shape future National Coming Out Day services for years to come. So thank you for helping with all of that. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Yvette McDonnell, and I serve as the Congregational Life Coordinator here and the Ministerial Intern. I am a short, cisgendered African-American woman. I have cinnamon-colored skin with undertones of chipotle chili. I am wearing a dress that is black, that has tan and beige on it. And I am sharing this description for two reasons. One, to support accessibility for all, and to offer context about my identity as it relates to the queer community. I am an ally. Today we are focusing on National Coming Out Day and what it means to be an ally. Since 1988, National Coming Out Day has honored the significance of coming out, or inviting others in. And it raises awareness about LGBTQIA+ rights. But before I can go any further, I want to clarify the acronym. You've heard it throughout today's service. So LGBTQIA+ means lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual. The plus stands for individuals who may identify as pansexual, demisexual, or have other sexual orientations and gender identities that really just can't be confined to one definition. Overall, LGBTQIA+ is diverse. It's a diverse group of people who identify as non-heterosexual or non-cisgender. And now, hopefully, we all have a little bit better understanding of the acronym. I want to share something I found on the Canadian government website. And yes, I did say Canadian because, well, right? They beautifully articulated coming out as an act of publicly or privately sharing one's sexual orientation and or gender identity. The reality is that can look different for each person. For some, it isn't a defining moment because they've always lived their lives openly. And for others, well, it can be an empowering milestone in their journey. And for many, it remains difficult and it is dangerous. As LGBTQIA+ communities often face rejection, they often face discrimination, harassment, and the reality is coming out is rarely a single event, but it is a journey, one that demands courage and resilience. So coming out, I'm going to say that again, coming out is rarely one single event, but an ongoing journey that demands both courage and resilience. There's a lot of heavy emotional labor right there. That's something that's invisible that you cannot see. Because many times, folks, our queer community, they come out more than once. They come out to themselves. They may come out to their parents or their siblings or even their partners, spouses, extended family, colleagues, friends, and beyond. So each October, we come together to honor the LGBTQ+ community, the history for the month of October. And at times we can reflect on our lives and our struggles and triumphs of those who have shaped history. National Coming Out Day was yesterday, October 11th. And it's a day, while it's rooted here in the United States, has resonated and it's been embraced worldwide all over the globe. I have to use other websites. I can't use our government's website. So I found something else on the Human Rights Campaign as how they choose to describe coming out. The language of coming out centers the people queer folks are coming out to, rather than focusing on being who is actually coming out themselves. It can give the impression that those who aren't cisgendered or heterosexual are hiding something from society, instead of actually recognizing that homophobia and transphobia make their environment and world unwelcoming and dangerous. I want to just take that a little step further and say that the real truth is that we live in a society and we live in a time that demands secrecy. And sometimes it's because of fear, sometimes it's because of rejection, sometimes it's because of being cast out from one's home, and sometimes it's even to protect the ones that they love, being labeled or losing a job or facing violence. We know that openly sharing your authentic self and sharing one's authentic self through history and right now is being demonized. And basic human rights affirming health care are being stripped away from our beloved queer community. The cost of coming out is high, and it's high for all the reasons that I just mentioned. Having to hide one's true self can also take a toll on one's mental health, one's physical health, one's emotional health, and one's spiritual well-being. When one publicly identifies as LGBTQ+, they are actually inviting you in. They can be inviting you in as a family member, a coworker, or a friend. They're inviting you into a part of their lives. There is a profound sacredness about the act of coming out. It's not just a milestone. It's not just an announcement. It's an offering of truth, a moment when somebody actually entrusts you with a piece of their deepest selves. When one chooses to share their truth, individuals are expressing faith in themselves and those around them, with the hope perhaps of maybe being accepted, perhaps the hope of belonging, perhaps the hope of love. When someone comes out to you, you are being invited into a holy moment. You are being invited to witness vulnerability, courage, and trust. This moment is not to be taken lightly. It is a sacred exchange, one that deserves reverence and care. It is one of the ways we can bear witness fully and offer ourselves as an ally. At the beginning of the service, I shared that I'm an ally to the LGBTQ+ community. I'm reminded by a quote by Lily Tomlin. I always wondered, she said, why doesn't somebody do something about that? Well, then I realized I am the somebody. You all are the somebody. We together are the somebodies that can do something about that. We are the allies that are needed. So, what does it really mean to be an ally? What does it really mean to be an ally to a group of historically marginalized people? And I did say a group of historically marginalized people. So I'm not just talking about the queer community. I'm including people of color. I'm including women. I am including people with disabilities, those who are experiencing homelessness, those individuals who are under-resourced, those who are working hard to make ends meet, and people living below the poverty line. See, many people find themselves at the intersection of these identities. I'm going to say that again. Many people find themselves at the intersection of these identities. So we can't just be allies to one group. And I know that with all the things that are going on, that can be very overwhelming. But each of us can make a difference no matter where we start. Being an ally means being willing to give up some of your privilege. It means to give up some of your privilege to make space for justice. So what does that actually look like in real life? So as an African American woman, I've worked in leadership positions for over 25 years. And oftentimes, I am sometimes the only woman at the intersection of being an African American woman in a room filled with white cisgendered men. All right? So here is how it looks. Oftentimes, I might be speaking. I'm interrupted constantly. Many women may have had this. I see you all shaking your head, right? You have this experience, right? And sometimes a coworker may come to my office afterwards and say, "Are you okay?" I appreciate you coming afterwards. But an ally, an example of an ally, is that white man, perhaps, who came to me afterwards in the midst of the meeting, uses their privilege to speak up and say, excuse me, she was speaking, right? It's to be an ally also means to disrupt what is happening in the moment. It could be somebody's telling a joke, and instead of walking away, right, your silence means that you're being complicit in it. So you have to disrupt. Those are just examples of what it means to show up as an ally. Allies, it's really important that you keep doing your own inner work, examining your own biases of racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, especially if someone is generous enough to call you in. Not call you out, but call you in. I would rather be called in than called out and do my work in that framework. Allyship is not passive. It isn't like some little checklist, right? Like, okay, I spoke up, check. I went to the rally, check. I went to the training, check. It's not that, right? It's an ongoing process, and it's essential for creating justice. It's essential for building equitable policies. It's essential for building practices so spaces can be brave and safe. Unitarian Universalist faith is a great example of what it means to support and live into allyship. For over 25 years, the Unitarian Universalist faith has led the way and has worked really hard to make sure lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people are full members of our communities. Being a welcoming congregation means striving for a radical inclusion. It means creating spaces that honor each and every part of our identities, our backgrounds, and our experiences. Being recognized by the Unitarian Universalist Association as a welcoming congregation, it's not an easy task. You don't just wake up and say, okay, we are a welcoming congregation. It doesn't work that way. It means that a congregation has engaged in ongoing training, and they have met the association's requirements for measurable achievements in education, in congregational life, and community outreach. To be considered a welcoming congregation, members of the congregation must vote to affirm the recognition by the Unitarian Universalist Association, also known as the UUA. Becoming and remaining a welcoming congregation requires dedication and a lot of effort. And guess what? Main Line Unitarian Church is a welcoming congregation. Did you all know this? Yeah. And in the fall of 2024, the welcoming congregation team reformed to focus on LGBTQ plus topics within MLUC and in the community at large. The welcoming committee strives to live up to our welcoming congregation promise, and they are comprised of MLUC members who identify across the spectrum of the LGBT plus community and allies. They attend pride festivals to spread our MLUC infectious love. And in this past spring, they hosted a successful, warm, and inviting trans family support night. This fall, they are starting a full stride with helping with today's service, and we will be hosting a Transgender Day of Remembrance vigil. More activities are planned for the new year. And if you're interested, this is a little plug, right? So if you're interested in learning more, please reach out to me, and I will make sure that you get in contact with people from the welcoming committee. Our commitment here at MLUC to be a welcoming faith extends far beyond the walls. The Unitarian Universalist Association has recently, I'm not sure if you've seen it, they've recently launched something called the Woodlands. Have you all seen that? Yeah, it's called the Woodlands. It's a new virtual pastoral care program for transgender people of all ages and their families and loved ones. So if you want more information about that, come see me after today's service and I'll make sure that we get you connected with that. This program, the Woodlands, provides vital support, connection, and affirmation to those who need it the most, wherever they are in the world. And it comes at such an important time, right, that people have access. And so this program is virtual, and so you literally can be anywhere in the world. Our outreach continues locally. In November, we will be hosting, this is so much fun, a drag bingo fundraiser. We are going to be working with PFLAG of Westchester and Chester County. PFLAG is a national organization that offers support and education and advocacy for the LGBTQ+ community and their families. And by hosting this event, we are strengthening our partnerships with PFLAG and helping to create a more loving and supportive community. I usually don't do plugs during sermons, but given the state of affairs that we're faced with today, I think it's really important, and we have a platform to use it and to share that regardless of whatever is happening out there, right, we are still thriving and we are still moving forward. And as I bring my sermon to a close today, I want to emphasize how crucial it is to be an ally, not only to the LGBTQIA+ community, but to all of those who live at the intersections and the margins of our society. National Coming Out Day reminds us of the sacredness in these moments of truth and honesty. When somebody comes out to you, just a suggestion, resist the urge to center yourself. For just a moment, just one moment, simply just hold the space. Just like we do with Candles of Community, we hold you in our hearts. Don't make that moment about you. Hold the space to listen. Hold the space for care. Hold the space for love. And for those who are coming out, I leave you with these words of Dean Atta from the novel, The Black Flamingo. Don't come out unless you want to. Don't come out for anyone else's sake. Don't come out because you think society expects you to. Come out to yourself. Come out for yourself. You can shout it, you can sing it, or you can softly stutter it. Correct those who say they knew before you did. That's not how sexuality works. It is yours to define. And with that, can the congregation say amen? Amen. And ashe, and may it be so.